So the Florida State Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. This is where people go in Florida to renew their driver's license, to renew their motor vehicle license, and everything in between. Let's look at the website together. Now, first off, this top section is a huge waste of real estate right here. I mean, why is it so large? What is the purpose? This is bigger than the top nav. Why? It feels like this is more important than the top nav, even though the top nav is the most important thing. What I do like is the responsive design. Everything has a hover state, everything is quick to respond, and so on. However, this feels like this is not important. I mean, look at the color in terms of the contrast ratio. The color is white and the background is very, very light blue. Why is it like that? It feels like this is less important than this. So, and also this. So what is the purpose of that? And I hate the look of the search bar. Look at that. It's like it's completely blended in the background. You can barely see it. And it's such a waste of top nav. Let's look at the rest of the first page. As we can see, the page itself is very, very tiny with just a picture of go to my portal. And then there's this sort of press release and that's it. I mean, where is more information? How can I renew my driver's license and so on? I guess it has it underneath these sort of titles. Yeah, so most of the website is underneath. And the most important things in this website are underneath these buttons. But yeah, I mean, they would benefit from being more spread out in the entire page and having them easily accessible and easier to see than just one tiny part of the whole page that is important. The footer also is a huge missed opportunity. I mean, the footer should be a complete summary of the entire website with the most important links that lead to things that you need. So that if you don't want to look at all of the information, you can quickly go to the footer and get everything that you need. But as you can see, the footer is basically just a privacy statement, a disclaimer, and a contact us. There isn't any type of important links here that can help you navigate the entire website. Let's look at the responsive design of the website. If we decrease the size of our viewport, we will see that it is almost completely responsive. Things shrink down accordingly as we decrease the size. Even the buttons, they decrease their dimensions, and the top nav also, and also the top section, and even the picture decreases its size, showing complete responsiveness. And then it goes into the tablet viewport, again very responsive, and it goes to the mobile viewport accordingly. This is okay design, of course, for the responsiveness, and I don't see anything being broken or anything having large issues. Let's go down and see the responsiveness of the footer. As we can see, it is also becoming much smaller. Things are becoming more tidy. The text itself becoming smaller, and then it breaks into another viewport, which is of course best practice. And then it becomes a footer that is one on top of another, like so. Now, when we press the My DMV portal, we see that it goes to a very outdated website for this department. As we can see, that the whole thing is just very tiny and there is no responsiveness at all. It is a very tiny viewport like this. And of course, if we make it smaller, it has all of the white real estate on the left and right, which doesn't look very nice. And then when it becomes smaller, it shrinks in size in an adaptive way, not in a responsive way. And the more it becomes smaller, the more it's not very well designed. In terms of this portal, it tells us to renew our license plate faster with My Florida, which is the application, which is fine. However, of course, I'm on my website, so I want the ability to renew it using my website. This should be secondary. So yeah, this part, the login part, should be much larger than this. Then it asks me to log in using my username and password, or to forget password, or to enroll now. This is okay. Wow, look at that. I haven't seen this Google logo in years. It shows that this website isn't updated regularly. And also look at the button touch targets here. They are super large. I mean, maybe this is a problem with their CSS. Maybe there's a problem with the design of the button itself. But if I click on here on the white space, and again, the logo at the top is huge. Why is it this big? It's like the logo is more important than anything else in the whole website, which doesn't make much sense. And also the typography, it has a big problem. Everything is in capital letters. I mean, there's nothing in small letters in this whole thing, except for My DMV portal, which is the call to action. This is actually what actually should be in capital letters. Not everything else should be in capital letters like this. Because if everything is important, then nothing is important. So it doesn't make sense. So let's check the user flow. Let's say I want to renew my driver's license. So let's say I log in. Of course, I should have clear information architecture from the very top nav on where I should go if I want to renew this or if I want to do that, and so on, or if I should log in. So let's look at the top nav here. There is nothing here, which of course, this is the largest white space in the entire top nav. Then we have here, this is about the news, the insurance, the resources, and so on. This is not important. This should be in the footer. It should be somewhere else. And of course, this is probably the most important thing, which is on the third row, which doesn't make sense. So let's say this is where I should go in order to renew my license. Let's click on it. And here, let's click on driver license and ID cards. So this is what I should probably do. When I click on it, it gives me all of these articles about what to do and so on. So let's say renew, and it gives me more text. Of course, this is burdensome for anyone who is logging. No one wants to read all of this. So there should be easier flows where people can quickly know exactly what to do in order to renew, or to actually be able to log in and just do the whole thing quickly from the very beginning of the website. And if the most important thing in the entire website is my DMV portal, then I should immediately, when I go to the home page, it should take me to the DMV portal. When you go to Facebook, what you see immediately is the login for the Facebook portal. So it doesn't make sense to have all of this text behind the functionality of the website.